Hey guys, Coach Luke here. Week number 2 of the Kickstarter program, session number 2. And today we are focusing on lower push and upper pull. And remember, we're still in our eccentric phase, okay? So that's going to be a little piece of each exercise. But to start, let's bring ourselves down to the floor. What I want you to do, you're gonna get that body in the 90-90 position, just like this. Let me show you. Knees are at 90, body is at 90. We start just like this, hand over hand, belly button in, and then we slowly rotate all the way over just like this. Stomach is engaged, looking for that thoracic rotation, keeping the legs where they are, opening the chest to the ceiling. We want to do this 5 times on each side, taking our time, making sure that our joints are stacked as the arm goes over the body. A very enjoyable stretch. So as I said before, take your time. Hopefully, if there was any stiffness there in the beginning, you feel that dissipate a little bit with each stretch. As soon as you're finished, gracefully bring yourself up. I don't know how graceful that was. Bring yourself to the other side. Look for those 90-degree angles once again. There I am. And open up to the ceiling. Legs remain relaxed, planted to the floor. Trying to keep really as much surface area on the ground as you can. Very little compensation. Ultimate goal is getting that top shoulder blade down to the ground. You know, obviously that depends quite a bit on flexibility, which is a very personal thing. Some people are more flexible than others. Good. Now, from this position, what I want you to do, hopefully you have a mat or a soft place to do this. You are going to bring yourself down to the floor just like this. Again, do your best to kind of plant as much surface area on the ground as you can. I want you to bring your hands out in front of your face just like that. You're going to elevate your arms. And you are going to sweep the arms back in a swimming type of movement, all the way to the lower back where the palms turn up. And bring them in front once again. Looking for shoulder mobility and shoulder health. Let's go for 5. Good. Continue on with your 5. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do, and hopefully you have a book or a box, or maybe you even have one of these pads, something to put on the ground, which is just simply going to elevate your front foot just a little bit, okay? This is going to get us ready for lower body push today. So I'm going to start with my right. I'm going to put it on top. This is probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches off the ground. We're going to bring our opposite foot back, not too far. You basically want it to be the equivalent of a medium-sized step. Roll the shoulders back, suck the belly button in, and down we go into our split squat. 5 on each side, okay? Dropping nice and low, trying to keep pressure. Big toe, little toe, both sides of the heel. Really just making sure that our body is not moving too much forward or backward or side to side. Elevator goes down and the elevator comes up. Okay? Switch it up. Let's go for 5 more on the other side. So whatever you put down there, feel free. Take that left foot, put it there. Take the opposite foot, you know, like I said before, a medium-sized step back. Make sure that you are secure and make sure that as you go down and up, taking your time, that we're not moving much out of that position. You know, not too much lateral and really not too much forward and backward either, okay? Very good. As soon as you're finished with that, I'm going to take you back down to the floor and we are going to get into our DNS star pattern, okay? So once again, we're down almost at 90-90 position, just like this. But the way that I always start this is, I take that top arm, I take the bottom, and I get up almost in a lateral pillar bridge position. I take the top arm, I reach as far as I can, and I push my glutes all the way to the back, just like this. They're kissing the ground, okay? And then as I pull that top arm in, we are going to come forward with the hips. Our legs should be a little abducted in the beginning, but it abducts even more. We squeeze, stomach is in, hips to the front. Dropping all the way back in almost that exaggerated movement. We're really reaching with that top arm, and we're really pushing with our glutes to the back, and then we bring it forward, just like this. This is one of those movements, guys, practice makes perfect, but it is a very important movement to be able to achieve. 5 on each side. Good, you probably want to turn it over and go to the other side. Almost 90-90, post it up on the bottom elbow. Reaching with that top arm. Maybe you can almost, kind of target something out in front of you that'll really help you extend, and pushing those hips back. Really to try and get the most out of this movement, okay? You want this movement to be complex, and you want it to be complete. Next thing that we are going to do, we are going to drop into a quarter squat. We are going to collect our knee. We are going to bring it to our chest. Chest is open, head is high and proud. Squeeze, and then what we're going to do, we are going to step forward into a forward lunge. All right, guys, next thing, we are back on our feet. We are going to go into our quarter squat. We are going to lift either right or left, it doesn't matter, we're doing both. Knee comes to the chest, bringing it all the way up into our nice high knee hug. Chest is proud, head is high, balancing a glass of water on top. Holding for 2 or 3 seconds. Then we are going to drop down to a front lunge position. Once again, it's a moderate step. Bring it down, looking for those 90-degree angles, and bringing it right back up. Let's go for 3 on each side. What you can do, you can alternate, you can do it all on the same side. I've noticed in the past, lots of people have a lot of control over this movement. So enjoy it, take your time, 3 on each side, okay? All right. Next thing that we're going to do, make this a little bit more dynamic, wake up your brains just a little bit, okay? So we are getting as high as we can, stretching our bodies, reaching for the ceiling. When I clap, boom, we are down into our drop squat. My chest is out, my hips are back, my head is neutral, my arms are covering my pockets, okay? Okay, so we're in our tall position. Boom, we're going to clap down into our drop squat, but as soon as we hit, what I want you to do, you're going to take off from one foot to the other, it doesn't matter, and we are going to bound to the opposite foot. Okay? Let's go for 2 on each side. I'm going to demonstrate again. All the way up, boom, we are down, bound. And it might feel a little unstable in the beginning. If you've never jumped from one foot to the other, or if it's been a bunch of years, you might feel a little bit off balance, but that's good. And hopefully, within time, that's going to get even easier for you, okay? Because we work on balance as well. Let's do one more together. All the way up, and drop, and boom. Right to the opposite, okay? Do 2 on each side, make sure that we come across equal, okay? So from there, you can pause here if you haven't done everything yet. But we're going to get into our first strength block, okay? And as I said before, we are still in our eccentric phase. So part of the directions is always going to be one of those eccentric elements, okay? Our first exercise, normal split squat. We toyed around with it a little bit during the pillar prep, but what I want you to do, once again, you get into this striding position. I don't take a huge step back. It's a medium-sized step. My shoulders are square. My weight is distributed throughout my front foot. We're going to take 5 seconds on the way down. That's the eccentric element, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. okay? You're doing that for 10 repetitions on each side, okay? So, right foot forward 10, left foot forward 10, 5 very controlled seconds on the way down, and then boom, up, okay? You're gonna go for 3 sets of that total. So, what you're gonna do, you can pause this at the moment, you can do your first set, and then I'm gonna show you the second exercise. Our second exercise, make sure that you have some kind of weight. We're lucky enough here to have legitimate dumbbells and kettlebells, but not everybody has that. You can use a bag, you can use, I don't know, a jug of milk or something like that. I was gonna grab my bag, but it's okay, I think you guys get the point, and I don't have a jug of milk here. But what I want you to do, you are going to stand, belly button in, feet nice and equal, hips to the back, bringing yourself down, okay? You want to make sure that your back is flat like a table for the entire time. My head is neutral. Sometimes if I want to, I put my other arm out to the side like that just for balance. And we are, boom, bringing it up to the rib cage, popping the chest, keeping the shoulder blade down. Here's where I take my 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Control. Boom. Right up to the rib cage. 3, 2, 1. Doing that on both sides, okay? Once again, that's going to be 10 on each side, and you've got 3 sets to do, okay? So we have one more exercise within this strength block, and it's going to be a corrective one, all right? So, put down. You can pause now if you want to, and you can go through that. But what I want to show you now is the final exercise. We are doing sliding overhead press. And I hope that you can see this. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around, okay? Bring yourself down to the floor like this. Belly button is in. I am bringing my whole body down to the floor, trying to get as many vertebrae on the ground as I can. Bringing my arms out to the sides, just like this. Palms up, stomach in, and nice and slow, keeping my arms planted, we are coming all the way up. Pushing, pushing, trying to keep your scapula low to the ground. And then bringing those elbows back to the rib cage. Once again, a little bit of a stretch for the lat, and a bit of an emphasis on shoulder mobility, okay? Doing those, you are going to do 5 repetitions of each, all right? So, just to reiterate, strength block, split squats, 10 on each side, 5 seconds on the way down, okay? Bend over row. Make sure that you find, some kind of resistance, some kind of weight. I'm sure it shouldn't be a huge problem. 10 on each side, rib cage, shoulder blade back, taking our time on the way down. 5 seconds on each. Finally, bringing yourself down to the ground, elbows to your side, squeezing everything nice and low, trying to get as much surface area on the floor as possible. Elbows in, slowly making our way up, keeping contact with the floor, and then bringing ourselves all the way back down, okay? 3 to 4 sets. This is recorded, so you guys can really do what you want in terms of sets. I would say a good goal is 3. If you got the time, if you got the energy, go for 4, okay? All right, so if you haven't finished your exercises yet, you can pause here. We have one more element to focus on, a little bit of metabolic. Get your heart rates up, okay? So I'm going to explain what we're doing. This is a wall run, okay? And essentially what a wall run should be looked at as is a plank run, but you are standing on your feet and your hands are against the wall instead of on the ground. So I would be right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think you can. Take a step away. You want most of your weight going in. Palms are flat. I am going to drill my elbows into the wall. I'm going to keep my shoulder blades back. Usually I like to start with one knee up just like this. So basically I know where this exercise is going. And we are going for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 12 times around. Okay, so I hope you got your stopwatch. Belly button in, shoulders back, arms drilled in. Driving those knees up, trying to keep form. Usually what happens with this is sometimes people start to get tired and their shoulders come forward. You want to fight against that. We're pushing, shoulder blades are back, stomach is engaged, knee is up, and it's just one leg after the other. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 12 sets. Good luck. It should be a sweaty one. Thanks again, guys. My name is Luke, and I hope that you're enjoying these.